It is Callie again, and I have kind of a few things I want to talk about. I'll try to make each video on its particular topic, but they seem to kind of all melt together. So, I want to talk about this whole 50 Shades of Grey, BDSM, and the idealization of abusive and terrible relationships. Okay? First, I want to talk about this movie 50 Shades of Grey and how BDSM has been marketed to our young women and men, all right? Um Pretty much the movie is rated R, yet all of these young people, teens, are in love with not only the movies but the books. And it's like, how are they finding these books? And it's because these movies and these books are actually targeted towards this very young group of individuals because their minds are the most impressionable, all right? You're a 35-year-old woman either reading a book or watching a movie where this relationship is obviously abusive and completely loveless. You can say they love each other, but what we know about love is it's not possessive, it's not abusive, it's not controlling, it's not narcissistic like what is portrayed in the movie. So when a 35-year-old woman watches this movie, she sees these things like, hey, that's not okay. But yet, when a young girl watches these things, she gets caught up in the fantasy, right? Remember, the fantasy is what draws people in and messes with their mind. So, why is something like 50 Shades of Grey being targeted towards our young people? Okay, it's marketed as a love story, and we all know that when we're young, we're all infatuated with the idea of love. Okay, we think love is something we've read in a book or something we've seen in a movie, and then we grow up, we have a couple terrible relationships because we're stuck in this fantasy of what we think love is because we've believed what we've seen on TV. And the reality is, love is not like that. Love is hard work. It's not easy. You want to market the idea that love is easy, you're going to have a nation of depressed people. I mean, I know 50-year-old women who are single and alone today because they can't find the right man. And it's like, the right man? You pick a man, you make it work. Obviously, it has to be someone you're willing to accept the good and the bad because people want all the good. They don't want any of the bad. They just want all of the rainbows and sunshine and flowers and, all the good things. But they don't realize that with all this good comes the bad. People have flaws. We're all flaws. And what we do in this society is we actually project our flaws onto other people. We hold them to standards we can't even meet ourselves. And then we wonder why we're so miserable and depressed and unhappy in the relationships and why they're all failing. All right? I mean, relationship after relationships are failing, and people aren't stopping to say, oh, maybe I'm going about this all wrong. So that's just my opinion from my own experience, my personal take. This video is supposed to be about BDSM and 50 Shades of Grey, but real quick, I'll make that into my next one. I want to tell you guys a little story, okay? I used to read romance novels. They were my jam. I loved them so much, okay? I loved them so much. I would read Iris Johansson, okay? She always had a dark mystery man and a weak girl who's a She's not weak. She's a damsel in distress, but she's strong and fierce and she can do it on her own. Yet she needs to be rescued by some dark and handsome and mysterious man. Okay? I ate that stuff up. I was young and bored and I found it entertaining. And it's ironic that I was reading romance novels that was written by a woman. Okay? Obviously a woman is going to know what a woman fantasizes about. But it wasn't reality. It wasn't reality. And failed relationship after failed relationship, I was pretty much like, why can't I find what I read in these books? And it's because that is fantasy. It's not reality, okay? The fantasy says everything is going to be good and fire and passion. The reality is that you find someone to procreate with, okay? Let's be honest. What a relationship is really about: procreation, companionship, all right? It's like, and when you do that, it's not always going to be easy, all right? Not only do you have to sacrifice lots of things about yourself that you may like, and I mean, you don't, if you have to sacrifice, it's a fine line, okay? Of course, we sacrifice things because we love the people we are. Love isn't a just a feeling. There's attraction. That is what draws you together with something. But love is action. We love every day by what we do. All right? It's not just, it's not just like a fleeting feeling. Oh, I lost love. I don't love them anymore. The love is gone. No, you work on love. You actively love the person you're with by finding out what they like, what they want, what makes them happy. I mean, we live in a society where it's all about ourselves. What makes me happy, what I want. And trust me, I was just like this and still find myself in that mind frame about me. When really, true love is, what does the other person want? What do they need? What can you do to make their life better? You want a good relationship with someone? You want to keep or stay in a relationship with someone? Think about them. Think about what makes them happy. Stop thinking so much about yourself. Now, this isn't to say that we need to completely sacrifice ourselves for the other person, because that is unhealthy. All right? You should be with someone who encourages your growth, who encourages you to find what makes you happy. It should go both ways. All right? What has been force-fed to us on a societal level is controlling, abusive, possessive relationships that are not really love, but are about unhealthy attachment. How can I cling on to someone because they're mine? And when we hold on to things too tightly, we restrict the growth. It's just such an unhealthy mess. It really is. And it's interesting, or it's scary in a way to me, that people think that's love. And it just makes for a generation of lost, lonely, and miserable people who end up dying alone because they don't understand what love really is. They've never experienced it. They've never given it. They've only given this morbid idea of love, which is possession, it's obsession. It's like, it's unhealthy and it's dangerous for the minds of our children to think that this is normal and this is healthy. And when you have a movie like 50 Shades of Grey glorifying this type of very seriously sick and illogical relationship, that is very dangerous. So I'm going to do another video. Maybe I'll put them together. But if I don't, remember, like, comment, let me know what you guys think. Share the video. And last but not least, you guys, subscribe. All right. I'll see you in the next one.